Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the Tip Touch Podcast back at you again with a brand new motherfucking episode. And as always, in the fucking flesh, we're in the fucking studio actually, as you can see, right? My co-host Brad. My brother, we're back here again. But we have two fucking amazing fucking guests today. One which was supposed to be on the previous episode, episode 4, so this is taking it back a notch.
Yeah.
Due to miscommunication, you know, it's gonna happen. You know, but we're back for a two. This is a 2-for-1 special today. Okay?
That's right.
So with us here today, we have Bree Guada. What's up, fellas?
Woo!
What it do?
Yeah. Hey.
Gentlemen.
Alright, don't let me hang. There we go. Alright, here we go. Alright.
Don't let me hang.
Well, so we have young Bree in here again. This is our second time, and we plan to have what? A few more, right?
Yeah.
We should keep growing on us. Things are happening.
And I definitely dapped it up with Guada back at Bree's little, he had kind of like a little pop-up shop over here in Monroe. It was a cool little event, you know, got to meet some of the people around his inner circle, which is dope. Let's start off on that. So one thing that I noticed, right, he has, you know, you see these individuals on social media, like on Instagram here and there, just common faces, right, where you see just people like, okay, I've seen, you know, pictures of them before here and there. But what's cool is the support behind that, right? Like, you see them that they're supporting him and the movement, young era.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see because I think it's a strong foundation you got to build upon that to where, you know, sky's the limit. We told them before, like, yo, you know, you're gonna make some noise. I really honestly feel you're gonna get somewhere. And, you know, sure enough, I feel like we made some progress from then till now, right? So we're definitely gonna talk about that. But yeah, I met Guada there, and for sure, you know, we definitely wanted to have him on here. So, you know, we made it happen. You know, appreciate you for coming through, bro.
I appreciate the love.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, we want to hear the story on how this whole connection came about. So, I mean, let's start with you, Guada, since we know a little bit about Bree, but we can reiterate that a little bit here as we go. Tell us a little about yourself, man. I mean, what's up?
Well, I'm Guada. That's my alias. My full name is Guadalupe Aguirre. You know, I grew up in Monroe, just like Bree did. So we weren't directly friends, linked up until after I graduated.
Okay.
We both graduated.
Okay.
You know, we got a little bit mature, and it was actually through a mutual friend, which was Carlos.
Young JR.
Yeah, young JR.
Okay.
Yeah. He knew I was writing, and he kind of was like, hey, I got this friend that does it, you know, we should all just get together. And we kind of just took it from there. It started like in a booth in Sultan.
Yeah. That's a small town. Yeah. Out of the middle of nowhere out there in the woods.
I'm saying that hide when the Armageddon starts hitting.
I'll be able to see it. That's all we need, right?
And I believe you. I call it Narnia. Yeah, we were able to link up, you know, and that's how it grew, and we just, like I said, humble beginnings, and we took it to the city, we took it to Seattle, and that's where we met 6 feet deep. Shout out Brian.
Okay.
And yeah.
Engineer. Okay. The official engineer.
The official.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What's up? Okay.
But yeah, I grew up in Monroe, and then you know, I moved out of the city when I graduated with my parents, and I got into music. You know, I've always been into music. I was writing, but I didn't know why I was writing. You know, It was just one of those things. Like, I just used it as an escape. You know, a way to express myself and what I'm going through.
Okay.
And that's what I always do. That's something I'll never forget.
That's dope. Oh, that's dope. So it's almost kind of like, you know, in a way, like if you believe your destiny or not, it was kind of just like meant to happen to where you guys cross paths to where, you know, I'm sure you made somewhat of progress from back then till now. So in a way, we look back at it like, damn, isn't that crazy? You know, that if it weren't for that introduction or whatever, you know, things wouldn't have turned out the way they are right now. You know, what do you think about it, right?
Yeah, that's why you gotta be grateful.
Oh, for sure. What's up? So Bree, I mean, here we are, bro. I mean, dude, let's start off first, since we got a little background on Guada and just, you know, how that came about. I mean, fill us in, bro. I mean, from the last time we talked about, you were about to release the tape, correct me if I'm wrong, 48 hours, right? 42. I got that wrong last time. I'll let that. Power editing, right? 42 hours, okay. So you released that. How was the reaction from the people, the listeners? Like, how did you get a lot of good feedback from it and all that?
Yeah, so I actually got a lot of good feedback just because the fact that, like,
Yeah, there you go.
Just because the fact that people saw that we did everything from scratch, so, you know, like the vinyls and everything.
Yeah.
So everybody kind of saw that as like, they were like, yo, that's like that old school shit.
school
Like
shit.
that old school
Okay.
shit.
So drew me into it.
Yeah, no, so I got a lot of love from my hometown, from all around like the freaking state. Everybody was like, yo, that's dope. Like this, it's a dope ass tape. And to be honest, yeah, like it was a dope ass tape.
Yeah.
Obviously, like from then,
No cap.
we've grown so much since that tape.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I switched completely from English to Spanish right
Yeah,
now. So
yeah,
like,
for sure. That was definitely noticeable. Definitely. Let's kind of dive into that for a little bit, just to go off course. You know, here on the TikTok, we like to go just. There's no fucking rules. We don't follow the rules here, okay? As you can tell, we're not masked up, but we don't have COVID. Wink, wink, right? So, what was it? How was the change? Why the change to Spanish? If I may say, I don't think you've ever covered that, like on an off air. You never covered that. Why did you change to Spanish all of a sudden?
So basically, like, I don't want to say there's a language barrier because obviously I can speak English, but like when I started speaking in Spanish, it was just so natural, and like my enunciation is so much better, the lyrics are better, and then when I rap in English, there's definitely a lot of work that needs to happen. Like there's a lot of work.
So hip hop though. That's so hip hop, right?
Yeah, so like it just came to me naturally. Like ever since I was young, I would just spit in Spanish. But obviously, I felt like the people following me on Instagram, I felt like my crowd, like it was all English speaking people.
Yeah.
So I was like, how am I gonna transition from this to that? But I dropped the first song, Tiempos En Peligro, and like,
for sure.
boom, that shit went crazy, and I was like, okay, like there's love out here with the raza. And I was like, say that then.
Okay, that makes sense. And that's dope, I think, coming from someone that obviously, you know, when I listen to something and it's catchy, you know, obviously I'm going to take my time to listen to it, right? But it's very few individuals right now that you could say that bounce back from English to Spanish and, you know, back and forth. So I think personally, you know, when I listen to that, I'm like, yo, you can do both. Like very well, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I thought Tiempos En Peligro was a pretty good track. Actually, I was like, yo, okay. You know what's crazy? Before the visual drops, I think you just dropped the song, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, it'd be dope for this song to have a music video. Sure enough, it came out. So I mean, no man, that's awesome. I wanted to ask that just because for the people out there that are probably curious to see. Because maybe they are just a fan of just you English, but they haven't seen you in Spanish yet. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I feel like maybe people are curious to know, like, why all of a sudden the big jump, you know, for Spanish only.
No, so definitely, I mean, I can still spit in English, you know, like, I'm actually better at freestyling in English than I am in Spanish.
Yeah. Wow.
So, like, I am going to go back to English, but there's just more things to be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can do some freestyle today.
Stay tuned for sure. That's what's up. So what about you, Guada? The same thing? Like, are you versatile in that aspect and now leading to where you can go from English to Spanish, Spanish to English, or a little bit of both?
Okay, so funny thing, like one of my first ever songs, it's called House. So it's kind of like electrifying, you know, like EDM and stuff.
Okay.
So I spit in both languages. But, I guess that was just like the tip of the iceberg, you know, because like me myself, like I kind of see myself as a fighter, you know. You got to be well rounded. So, and for us to be bilingual, that's like a superpower, you know. That's
for sure.
That's a tool that you have. That's leverage that you have over somebody else.
Yeah.
So I see that as a new market, you know, not just from here in the United States, but also around the world. You know?
For sure.
Exactly. So yeah, like I would never want to put myself in a box. I always want to be versatile as I can, you know, because I just want to be like an ultimate artist, you know, just the best that I can be, you know.
Okay. No, that makes a lot of sense because it's kind of, if you think logic, you don't want to be on a narrow road to where you're only in one lane. Like you want to be, you know, spread out to where they know you from every little thing. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. That's dope. That's really actually cool to hear that because it's rare that a lot of people actually want to experiment and go on different tracks because, you know, we only think of those artists, like certain artists too, that only just stick to one type of style and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like curiosity, you know, that you would think like, how would they sound on this track? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I would say like my English is a little better than my Spanish.
Okay.
So it's like a challenge to me, you know, just to in the songwriting and in the rapping, you know. Like it's about the flow, it's about the delivery, the lyrics, you know. So everything counts.
And Hispanics are very big critics.
Yes,
Yeah.
very.
So like,
Really?
yeah, no, super. Like, if you're not saying something right in Spanish, like, they gonna call you out. Yeah, and then like my parents, like, if they hear me like mispronounce something, they're like, "Yo, like you mispronounced this." And I'm like, "All right, yo, chill."
No, I got my butcher Spanish. I'll tell you what. It is low key embarrassing because they expect you to know that language to the fullest. So I can feel you on that, man. Definitely, man. That's crazy. Okay.
And aside from that too, though, like in the music scene here in Seattle, like there isn't many people doing it in Spanish, so like that's where we stand out.
Okay.
It's like, okay, you know, like I went to the Seattle session, I was the only one doing like verses in Spanish, so it's like boom, like this guy stood out from the jump, you know. So that's also a big
What is the how do people react to that when they see that? You know, they're used to hearing, you know, the everyday stuff that they're used to hearing, and then all of a sudden you guys pop in, kicking, you know, through the door.
This is what I get. Yo, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. But it's fire.
That's it. That's what it's about.
That's right there. That's on point right there.
Yeah.
So what about the ladies though? Like when you're making the song, because Spanish just rolls off the tongue. Are there some songs where the ladies are like that hit right?
My lady,
don't be shy.
my lady says it hit right. So
Okay.
Yeah.
that's all that matters.
All I'm saying when I hear that Spanish, it just hits different.
Yeah.
No, it does. Yeah, I mean it's Latin. You know, it's just it's got that special sauce.
Yeah.
It's got that flavor, you know.
So the chemistry with you two while we were setting up to do this episode, overheard you guys over there kind of like building up. What it sounded to me it's unreleased. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's heard it, so I'm not spilling any beans for the people out there, right? I just want to say there is a chemistry there, and I was listening. I wasn't paying attention fully. There is chemistry, and I heard that. I'm like, this is really dope. That like right off the rip, just raw. Like that's just raw. Like hearing it not in the studio, or whatever. It sounded good. Like, fuck. Okay. It's polished. No, it does. It's not like you guys actually knew you're coming through what you wanted to sound like. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. So tell me about the chemistry. Like when you two first worked with each other. Like was it like a walk in the park type deal? Like where you guys just write each other's vibes? Like okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna roll off. With what you just did right now, and just go off from there. Or how does that work?
So I gotta say something like, so before we actually like met, I don't want to say we didn't get along, but there was definitely like a little bit of tension when we saw each other. Like, From the start, it was not competitive. It was like, oh, there's water. And then Carlos, the homie, yo, Jerry, he's like, yo, he's like, Lupe, right? And I was like, yeah. I was like, no, it's good. He was like, yo, he's like, he can spit.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way. And he was like, yeah.
Right.
And then he showed me you spitting to some beat. And I was like, yo. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, he's filthy with it. Yeah, no. And then when we first hopped in the booth, it was more like, it was competitive, but in a good way now, you know?
Always is.
I think I hopped in the booth first and I spit my shit, and then he hopped in the booth and I was like, okay, like I gotta step it up. I gotta step it up.
Hey, it's like Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah, they're stronger, right? They need one another kind of to like build themselves better, like be better, right?
Exactly.
And I can kind of sense what you're saying. It was more of a challenge. It keeps you on point. You sharpen up the skills to where I'll be ready.
No, because even after all that, like we'd go to the studio and he'd have a verse, and I was like, he just took that on verse. I was like, he Friday, he came prepared. Because this is one thing about Guada, he's always prepared. Like on time, prepared with everything. So I kind of learned from that too. I'm like, yo, like I gotta be prepared too, because Guada ain't playing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's good to have that on your team.
No, for sure.
For sure, yeah.
It's all about motivation, and preparation is key.
Yeah.
Anything you do.
So you guys are talking really about how supportive everybody is, but what I want to know, we got Tupac and Biggie for anybody viewing. We got the Funko Pops out. We got Tupac and Biggie, used to be friends. Now they're not.
It ain't too good.
Right. To say the least.
Have you guys met anybody out there where there's beef, or is that a thing anymore?
To be honest, I feel like we surround ourselves with good energy, and we just keep it that way.
Man,
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah, really, we don't look for drama. We don't, we're all about peace. We're all about love and respect. So
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, because I think those times were just, back in the days, a little hardcore, you know, that's when.
I love hearing that.
Yeah, you know, and it shifted now to where, like you're saying, you want to surround yourself with a good team, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end, it's like, everybody can eat, there's plenty, you know, money to go around, so, I mean, why
It just seems like, you know, like the bigger you get, the bigger the ego gets, and you're always wrestling with that temptation is always there.
Yeah.
So on my end, like, yeah, it's been a lot of love also, but like, I'm not gonna name names or like, you know, like if you guys are hearing this, like, much love to you guys, but you know, we fell off. The crew from 42 Hours.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's get saucy. So, what happened? You pull us in. What's going on, or what?
Well, basically, you know, we had that little trip. It was dope, you know.
Yeah.
You know, we called each other brothers from that because we all made music from scratch. We had no sleep, barely any food.
I remember that.
And then the Seattle sessions came through, hosted by Chase Fade.
Okay.
And I got invited to them, you know, it's all the upcoming artists from Seattle. Like, everybody, like, if you were there, you know, like, you're there.
Okay.
Yeah. So they called me up to go to it, and I was like, yeah, dope, you know. So I went to it, and at first, you know, they were showing love. But then after it happened, they like asked me on my performance with Guada. They were like, "Yo, like, how was the experience?" I was like, "It was one of the dopest experiences ever."
Yeah.
And that kind of made it feel some type of way.
Okay.
Because they had their own, you know, because they had their own little sessions, and then they kind of just cut me off. They deleted my photos from the group. They like started just like following, and I was like, "Yo, what the hell? Like, you know, like, what's going on?"
Yeah. So that's going back to what you were saying. You know, like, the bigger you get, not to where like the ego gets, but the bigger you get, the more you feel like, you know, people feel like you need to carry them with them at the same time, or show that same amount of love or support, or whatever the case may be, you know, with them or those certain individuals. So, I mean, you can kind of tell, like, it's, you know, I don't want to say it's like a normal thing, but it's kind of one of the things you would expect. You know what I'm saying?
It is. You see it a lot.
Oh, for sure.
You know, that's why we talk about that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a thing that's a topic that runs deep through hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Where you see all these people coming up, and you're supposed to stay tight, you know, from the beginning, and then all of a sudden, someone gets big, and all of a sudden, other people get jealous.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
And that's where maturity comes in.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, so I reached out to a couple of dudes. I was like, what's up? You know, I was like, we were supposed to be brothers. I was like, you guys didn't address the issue. Like, there was something, you know, you pressed the issue. That's how it's supposed to be. Like, if something's like bothering you, like, homie, press the issue.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah, say it with your chest.
Oh, damn, you just calling out names right now, baby.
I mean, some of the dudes there, like, they talked to me, they apologized, like, much love to you guys, but as for a couple of the other ones, nah, there's definitely, like, you know, they just didn't really fuck with that.
For sure.
You're just growing.
Yeah,
Keep going.
Yeah, no, but I mean, they're definitely growing too, and they just dropped another tape, and it's dope, you know, like, you show love where it's, like, if they're doing something dope, like, show love, you know, so I show my love, like, I don't care, like, if they did whatever they did, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not gonna be mad over some dumb shit that happened in the past, like, I show love, you know, like, it is what it is.
For sure, man.
That's a leader, though. That's a
Yeah,
leader.
best of luck to you, you know, and just keep it grinding after that, man, for sure. So the Chase the Fade sessions, I know you mentioned that before, and but how was the actual experience? I don't think we ever tapped in on that, have we? Like, how was that experience for you?
I think we talked right before I was going to I think it was actually a day before I went to the Seattle sessions.
Okay.
But basically, you know, you walk in and it's like, there's 7 people, like, okay, so there were 7 booths. There was like 150 people there in total. There was like producers, rappers, engineers, like, there was cameras in your face at all moments. Like, you just turn, you freaking see flashes everywhere.
Yeah.
So it was just a crazy experience because, like, and I went there to just kind of like just see how everybody was working.
Yeah.
Like,
Of course.
yeah, so like everybody was doing their thing, and I definitely learned a lot from there. Like, and I got to meet some pretty cool people. I got to meet Soul. I got to meet Travis Thompson.
Okay.
And just bigger artists in the game here from Seattle. And then watching how they work was like very inspiring too. Yeah, so it was just crazy all around.
So can we say that you made like some pretty solid connections while you were there? Like,
Oh no, for sure,
people?
for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
No, for sure.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So have they seen like your past previous work where you got like some, like, whether it was positive or negative feedback, like did you get any feedback from them or anything like that in particular?
And particularly with my music, I mean, no, because they didn't really know about me. Like, you know, like I came from a small city, so they're like, oh, like, who's Young Bree, you know. But I made my presence known when I was there, and now like everybody's tapped in. You know, they show love. Yeah.
So you would say like it was definitely a helpful type, like a stepping stone for you to really get that recognition to where now they're gravitating to your work.
Oh,
now they're tuned in to where they can just watch you go from here to wherever it can go, right?
Definitely.
Okay. Okay. I mean, dude, it's dope to hear that, man. Actually, I was talking to my boy Brett here, and he was like, you know what? It's cool to see this progress kind of unfold because, like, when we last did our episode with you on episode 4, like I said, we're like about 40 plus episodes in now, and to see that progress, it's awesome to see that because now. Like we're around people that obviously are doing their own thing and actually watching that progress unfold, before our own eyes. And it's like now we see you, it's like, damn, dude, he's doing it out there, and there's just word around that you're making some big moves. I don't know if that's true. That's why we're here to ask. So, I mean, is there anything that you can just share with us? If you don't want to share, that's cool. We can just move on. But is there anything behind the scenes that you've been working on or in the progress quote?
Yeah, so I mean, I signed the contract with a manager and a lawyer now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so. So like she's damn, I really get to tell these people. Okay, so basically like I met her at we were having interviews for the shadow sessions. And I walked in there and I was like, I told my story because they were asking stuff, and then this lady just gets up. She's like, yo, she's like, I really like you. She's like, you have a really like heartwarming story. She's like, you're a dope artist. She's like, I don't know if you know who I am. Like, I've worked for Del Records, and just started saying all these things, and I was like, yo, this is happening.
Just out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere. She's
wow.
She's like, I really like you. She's like, a lot of her artists are signed to like Atlantic right now and stuff.
Atlantic, okay.
Yeah, so she's got connections all around. So yeah, she gave me her card. She's like, do you have a manager, lawyer? I was like, no. She's like, now you do. Here you go.
That's boss shit right there.
Yeah.
Now you do. Don't worry about it. Damn, okay.
Fine print.
So basically, we just have meetings here and there, talking about the shopping process for labels and all that. So basically, she's there to help if I want to stay independent, if I want to go onto a label,
So that's the big question now, because for me, I've always been very fascinated with the stories of where you see these young cats coming up and they don't, first of all, they get screwed on the contract side because they don't know what they're signing, right? And, seeing that, it's like, it's almost kind of like a warning sign for you. I mean, I don't know if you've, seen or read stories about that yourself.
Yeah.
But I mean, when that comes into perspective, like, what are your first thoughts when you're saying like, okay, major or independence? Like, how do you think about that?
Well, before we get into that, I want to say shout out to Laura because she's my lawyer now.
Okay.
And she's been in the game forever. Like, she worked for Death Row at one point. Like, she represents Wu-Tang. Like, yeah, so she was like up there. So like, she's my lawyer. Whenever a contract comes in, she's gonna be the one to read over it and like let me know like, yo, like, this is good for you. Do it. They just kind of try to screw you over. Like, let's not do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
She
I mean,
knows.
she knows her stuff. So like, as far as independent, like, yeah, it'd be dope to do it independently, but it's a long road.
Yeah.
Like, I'm definitely down to do it, but right now, like, where we're at, like, we already have the tools to like be up there. Like, like we got the raps, we got the flows, like. So it's like, it'd be dope to get published by a label, just to like, as soon as we, like, let's say we sign like a 2-year deal.
You're instantly
They put our name up there, cool. Like, after those 2 years, like, bye.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
we already have it in the bag. Like, let's go, let's do it ourselves, Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like just playing chess moves, I guess. Like, we're trying to be ahead.
Yeah. That's a lot though. I mean, are you like ready for this life adjustment? Because you'll be traveling, you'll be worldwide at this point.
Ain't no more local Bree after this. I'm seeing on the TV and be like, oh, I know that cat.
This
What's
may
up?
be our last interview
Yeah.
with you before
It's a big podcast now. Joe Rogan's next. Not us. Oh, okay.
We will definitely come back.
No, but that is a good question. No, in all reality, man, I mean, it's going to be like a night and day difference because, I mean, I can only imagine, from the outside looking in, it's, exposure, just meeting all these people and just really taking it to the heights, man. It's like, it's one of those things you always hear too, which is crazy. Like, it either breaks you or changes you or you remain the same. See what I'm saying? So in a way, it's kind of like a test, to see how you absorb that and take that after that. You know what I'm saying? So for you, like, is it constantly one of those things that's like running through your mind to where, like, damn, you know, things are about to just change, like in the sound.
Yeah, no,
deal,
definitely.
You know?
Like every day when I wake up and when I'm about to fall asleep, I just think about like, yo, like, you know, like it's coming, it's coming. Like, are you really ready for it?
Yeah.
And I tell myself like, yeah, you know, I'm ready. Like, I don't want to be in that comfort zone. So like, yeah, it's definitely gonna be crazy, but I mean, there's nothing we can't handle, you know.
Okay. So what does the team think about this? So the team, I mean, if you could say the Young Era set or the crew, like why? Like what do you think about that? Like when you guys chop it up and talk about just, you know, the things that are about to unfold and transpire from here on out, like on your end, do you think about like, you know, on your end, like on your own road, I guess you could say, or is it one of those things where it's going to propel you as well because they're going to see, you know, your name associated with his? You know, do you think about that stuff too as well on your end, or?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, first and foremost, like I always congratulate him, you know, push him, because he pushes me, and it's all love there. Like if he signs, that's cool. Like that's his path, you know. I have my own path, and I have my own plans.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is, you know. And you got to give respect when it's due. Like this man works his ass off, you know. He has a baby, you know, and he's a good example, and he just grinds his ass off, and I do too. So we're going places, you know.
For sure.
Even if it's different, our relationship will. I don't think it'll change, you know, because we're brothers at the end of the day.
That's what's important, man. That's what's up.
Yes,
Well said, man. I mean, it's cool to hear that, bro. I mean, it's really, especially just coming from us, like I said, because like I said, we've witnessed you so far up to this point, to where it's like now the next level of change. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be dope to see you do these big things, bro. And it's just to keep in mind, like at this point, it's like a well example of like anything can happen at this point to anybody. You know, it can be, as long as you put the effort and hard work into it. I mean, it can be possible, right?
Definitely.
So this new EP, man, Tiempos En Peligro, right? The EP, the thought process behind that, the thought process behind the title. And I want to jump into the 90s baby, that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The song. I want to talk about just like the process on that song, because it's dope. It's a dope song. I love it. When I heard the track, like, yeah, this is gonna be one of the ones right here.
Yeah.
And I felt that, you know. And sure enough, there's a music video coming out December 11th, right?
Hey,
Okay.
You just be calling it
No,
up.
I do my research. I'm well prepared. I try to be, you know. So, I mean, the all Spanish EP. So, take us behind that, man. How did that roll about?
The whole Spanish EP, I dropped Tiempos En Peligro, and obviously from then that was like the starting style. I was like, yep, like I gotta do a whole tape in Spanish just like for my people, because I got a lot of love from the Raza, you know. So I was like, okay, let's do it. Like I set a date, and I was like, okay, you have to get this done by this date. And I kind of just like, I just picked out beats that I liked, and I definitely try to make the EP like versatile. I didn't want to just stick to the boom bap, because obviously people know that I can spit on some boom bap shit. So I was like, okay, you know, let's take it somewhere else. Let's do this, let's do that, let's do like a little bit of everything. And yeah, that's basically what I did. And I mean, man, it was for sure stressful.
Really?
Like, yeah, because I mean, because if you think about it, you're going from English music to Spanish. It's like, okay, like I already know how to finish a song, but it's like now I'm doing it in Spanish. And obviously the flows are there, because, you know, like you rap in English, the flows are something that's not going to change, you know. But it's like trying to change everything to Spanish lyrics, and like your thought process just kind of goes crazy.
Yeah.
Like
for
just
sure.
trying to think of the lyrics by themselves, like it's pretty tough. But I mean, now obviously like it's getting a lot easier, because I've been doing it for like, I think like 6 months now.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you remember all your lyrics when you're performing? Like when you're doing a performance?
I don't always remember all of them, I'll tell you that.
You'll get words in like as they go. Like,
Nah, I be messing up for sure, but I know how to play it off. So.
As long as you make it look good, that's all right. Sound good, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I can sense, you know, definitely that it could be a challenge, especially, you know, dangling back and forth, like I said, with English and Spanish, right? Because in the EP, there's some parts where you do go to English for a little bit and then go back.
Yeah.
And that's dope, like the mixture between two. And it's a different sound. Like I like it. Like that one song, and like I hope I don't butcher the names of these songs. The one that stuck out to me was Indrani.
Indrani.
Yeah. Dude, I'm like laid back beat. I'm like, it's, you know, just the way you made it flow with that, it's real catchy. And then at the end, when you say stuff like, you know, pretty much why you do the things you're doing, like in the rap game, they do it for your son and your family. It's like, dude, it's like, damn, I felt that. That's for real. I'm not just saying that because obviously I know you and your music and all that. it's like you feel that shit. It's like, that's, it's like, it's so sincere, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but the sound that you put behind it on that beat, it was well done. And that's just me, like, that's my honest opinion on that. But now, the popular song, 90s Baby, right?
90s Baby.
Take us behind how that came about, the choosing of the beat. And I want to ask one question before you answer that, okay? On that song or on that track, who is that chick doing that catchy, like, her singing in the background? Is that like an actual person you know?
Like
who does that?
That's the sample, no?
Is that a sample?
Wait.
The chick in the background, she's singing in the background, like you're just doing your thing. I don't want to,
Is it like the ooh or like?
Yeah.
That was me.
That was really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah.
But
That's the same thing my mom asked. She's like, "Who's that?" I was like, "It's me." She's like, "Really?" I was like,
What?
"Yeah."
Wow, I'm mind blown.
Maybe
Just
you need
like
a
when found out- just like when you found out the DLC wrote for Snoop Dogg. That's how I'm mind blown right now. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, so it's an all original beat. They just send it to you, and I want to hear. Okay, what'd you think of it when you heard it for the first time?
So
Like,
the beat actually wasn't sent to me. Like, I think I talked about it on the last podcast, but like I'm so picky with beats.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a whole bunch of emails I have a whole bunch of emails like, yo, check out these beats, check these out, I'm just like, okay, cool. I kind of just flip through them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's like not to be rude either. Like, it's just not what I'm looking for. And then if you go on YouTube, it's like everything is there.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's what's made it harder for producers now because you go on YouTube and you just find everything.
Yeah.
So you found this on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
okay.
actually found the beat on YouTube, and as soon as I heard it, I was like, yo.
This is it.
I was like, this is crazy.
Okay.
This beat go crazy. I was like, this a hit.
So, and I want to ask this because I don't know the process behind. Like, so you reach out to the producer of the beat, like you reach out, like they put their contact information.
So they have something like most of them have their beats on BeatStars,
Okay.
which is like an app where you just kind of buy leases or you buy the whole beat.
Okay.
Other people have their own little website. That beat was on his website. Just bought a lease for it, and it was at that. And then you could use it.
Yeah, so
But we're gonna actually have to buy the beat now. I think the beat's
for
like
sure.
I think the beat's like $300, but like, but it's worth it.
Well worth. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it is well worth that.
Yeah, so
That's
what
300 is exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and what BeatStars is, it's just like a platform for beat makers
Okay.
to upload their beats,
Yeah.
and for our artists to just grab them. They're up for grabs, and what they include is just different type of packages, like different type of leases. Like they range from like what is it, like a minimum lease is like 20. I don't know. They name their price,
Yeah.
But then it just goes higher from there. Like exclusive is like you're buying the song,
Oh,
you're buying the beat.
There's
Nobody else can do it.
Nobody else can do it.
There's
Yep,
beats
I bought
that
it.
go for like
Nobody else can make it.
1,000, 2,000, like
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you tell the difference to where, like, okay, this $300 beat in comparison to a $1,000 beat, or is it just like, man,
No.
these $300 beats hit as hard?
No.
So, like,
they hit just as hard. It's just people have their own prices.
they do.
I see what
yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, they're putting
Some people are
Yeah.
stingy and some people are kind of lenient.
Yeah.
And I guess it has to do a lot with some producers already have a platform.
Exactly.
Some
For
don't.
sure.
Yeah.
So once you have a
Okay.
platform, it's like, run me my check.
I went through something similar, what you guys were talking about when we were filming for the TV show.
Yeah.
And they wanted me to do a rap. Well, the guy that produced the beat was in Guatemala or something,
Oh, really?
some country like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had to like reach out for him and pay for the exclusive rights and
Yeah.
the whole 9 yard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
paid, right?
Yeah. I mean, he in Guatemala they don't charge that much.
Low.
American dollar
I'll charge
stretches.
you $1,000. What?
Okay. So that's how it works. Okay, so you found the beat. You're like, this is the one. I'm gonna hit on my boy right here, right? So
It was kind of like that. It was more like, okay, so I wrote to the beat, but I wrote half a song.
okay,
Like I just wrote my verse.
okay,
And then I went to the studio. I had like 20 minutes left. And I was like, yo, Camber. I was like, put on this beat. Shout out Camber. He mixed the whole project. He's been mixing all of our stuff recently. But I told him, I was like, put this beat on real quick. And he put it on, and I was like, I want to try something out, just see how it sounds. And that song, my verse was one take.
okay.
I just did the chorus, and I was like, yo, that sounds dope. And then I did the verse, and I was like, that's it.
Okay.
And then I was thinking, like, okay, like, this is a dope ass beat. Like, you know, I already made the chorus is dope. I was like, I know who to call up. Like,
Okay.
I know he's not gonna disappoint. I was like, yo, Guada.
You're gassing them up. You're gassing them up.
I was
right
like, I need that heat.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you know, he came through.
Okay. What was the turnaround time,
Wow.
Guada? How, like 20 minutes, like 2.
No,
right?
no, not at all, not at all. He sent me the beat and I heard it, and right away I knew it was gonna be a challenge.
Okay.
Cause I honestly didn't know, like, yo, am I gonna write this in English? Am I gonna write this in Spanish? So I wrote a verse in English, but I really wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna write in Spanish. So like, I had copped a flight and I was gonna be here for a studio session.
Yeah, yeah.
So I had to be ready, you know. So I did it in like 3 weeks, to be honest. You know, I wrote it and everything's cool.
Yeah. No, it came
No,
out
for
good, man. It
sure.
came out
No,
good.
So
Yeah.
did you give the lyrics to you, Guada, or did you know what
No.
his lyrics were?
Oh no, yeah. He sent me his, like, whatever he recorded,
Oh,
and I was
okay,
like, okay,
okay.
cool, yeah, this is awesome.
Okay, so nothing to, enough to vibe off.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, no, the song came out good, and like I said, that was one of the records where I heard it was like, this is a hit right here. I can just feel it, and again, I'm like, you put a visual out there, or you put a snippet of a visual on the gram, right? And I mean, we're here on the fucking location where it was filmed.
Yeah,
man. This
literally
is like the
Shout
spot
out to
right here, right?
Trippy.
Shout out
Yeah.
Trippy
Shout out
Barber
Trippy
on
Barber.
Instagram. She's here in the studio. We're definitely gonna tag her up on this.
No,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was filmed in this, and I mean, from the looks of it, dude, fucking well done. And you got to shout out to your boy, your
Visual.
Visual
suspect.
subject.
Yeah,
Yep.
shout out to
Yeah.
him.
Shout
Yeah,
out
he's
Visual.
from where I
Shout
came
out to
from too, and
Visual.
he seems like he does good work, man. And I can't wait to see
his
it, man.
second music video.
Second
Wow.
music video, and this is has he ever dabbled like with music videos in general, or this is like his second time ever?
He would just do like behind the scenes type things.
Okay.
But obviously, when you step into a music video, it's a whole different ball game. Like,
Oh yeah, I can just
so
imagine.
the
man.
Tiempos En Peligro was his first official music video.
And it came out good.
12K
It came out
views.
fucking good. No, I'm being real. Like,
Good job.
I will be honest to people like, nah,
Numbers.
it was all right, you know. But no, it came out good. Like, I watched the whole thing. It was for him. If that was his first time doing it,
Yeah.
I got to give him props.
I'm
You
telling
know
you.
what I'm saying?
I told him, I was like, this is my budget right here. And he's like, bro, he's like, you're trusting me with your video? I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, I trust you because, you
Yeah.
know, because we met, you know, obviously he's like Raza too. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you just connect. I saw him at the Seattle sessions. I was spitting in Spanish, and then he just looks over. He's like, yo. He's like, what's up, bro? He's like, he's like, we're the only Mexicans in here. I was like, for real.
Minorities.
That's awesome.
And then ever since then, you know, he's just been taking all my photos. Like, all my Instagram is just him. Like,
Okay.
yeah, so, and then we just clicked, and I saw, like, you know, like, he likes the same type of music I do. He likes the same music videos. I'm like, yo, like, you know, you have a camera, like, let's get it, let's
Did,
run
right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's
Okay. So
up.
Yeah.
he's the official photographer, videographer.
For Young Era, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He's
Solidified.
actually a part of Young Era now.
Dude,
Yes,
so
sir.
that's how it's made, though. That's dope.
Yeah.
Because you hear of a story like that, they give him a shot. You know, we may not be at the highest right now where we're at, but we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
And
Damn
sure
straight.
enough, hopped up on the ship. Off we go.
Man.
That's dope.
Sir.
That's respect, man. That's
So-
respect. You got to toast to that. No, we got to toast to that. That's,
Oh, yeah.
that's,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
type of shit. I mean, that's a well example. That's a well example. How was the energy when everybody showed up? And how was, like, you know, when you rolled to the spot here,
One of 'em.
you know, and
Beer.
you saw the people that showed up. Like, did that kind of amplify it at that point to where, like, oh, this is going to be kind of like history in the making, where this is going to be one of those music videos where they can look back at and be like, yo, this is where it all started, you know, type deal.
I mean,
Or
yeah,
one of the ones that
'cause
started it.
Let's say you walk into like a little function and everybody's just on their phones, kind of just like there's just a little crew there, a little crew over there.
Yeah.
Like, but no, when we walked in, everybody was like talking to each other.
Interactive.
Like, if there was somebody that somebody didn't know, I'd go like, "Hey, this is my homie," or "This is my homegirl." So the vibe was there. Everybody like fucked with each other. So it was
Cool.
pretty dope. Yeah.
It's just when there's a lot of alcohol involved, people, you know,
Yeah.
lose their minds.
I'm sure they
Yeah.
will
that
lose.
for
sure.
sure too.
You know,
Damn. So I'm sure there's a lot of liquor there.
Yeah.
How you get it poppin',
as
baby.
I know, right? As we're sipping on it. No, but that's awesome, man. I mean, like I said, either way, I can't wait to see that. December 11th, right?
December
December
11th.
11th.
Do we have like a specific,
Mark your calendar.
mark your calendars?
Yeah.
Specific time, or just December 11th?
Uh,
Whenever you feel like it.
we haven't said the time yet, but
We'll let
On
y'all
their
know.
time.
On
On
their
their
time.
time. You'll see it when you see it.
Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I mean, okay, so let's talk about the current state we are here, since we're technically on the part 2 of quarantine, right?
Part 2.
You say we're back here from taking a little break.
Guada broke the seal,
He
so
broke the
that's
seal,
probably
you know, the
he's
beers
gonna
are
have to go
flowing.
2-3 more times before this is over.
It's only, that's only
no more beer for me.
cut off, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But like I said, we were talking about just this quarantine that we're in, the second part of it, right? For you guys, musicians, you know, I'm sure, you know, you want to think about touring and all that. Like, did you guys have any plans thinking before, now we're back at kind of like where we were at before summertime, to where they're, okay, everybody's closed, we're locking down. You know, now they're talking about till next year in the summer, supposedly, right? Or something like that. Yeah. Did that kind of push back plans for the both of you guys, where you wanted to go tour and do your own thing? Or, you know, did you guys have anything lined up? Or
Yeah, of course. I mean, we always try to have something lined up, you know, if it's me, him, or the whole group as a whole.
Yeah.
Especially something with like Trippy, like she loves how would I put it?
Hosting events.
Hosting events, you know,
Yeah.
she's great. It's awesome. It's such tremendous vibe, and it's just great memories, you know. But yeah, originally yes, and now you kind of get held back, but it puts you in a place where you kind of have to think outside the box.
Okay.
You know.
So how would you approach it now, to where, I mean, if you have all this time to kind of scheme out and plan out your next moves, like what are the few things, as you guys were, you know, what are some things that you would kind of put, okay, this is what I'm gonna do now, solely focus on this?
If I was their manager, I would say all southern states. We're performing in southern states.
with mask on, the proper precautions, right?
If I was your manager.
Slide me your card.
Hey, you got a manager?
Check your DM.
Just check your DM real quick. No, but yeah. So, what are some other things that you, aside from, you know, doing songs and all that, are you guys focusing on, aside from that, if there is anything else?
I mean, on my end, the biggest thing now is like we weren't really planning on opening up for anybody else anymore. Like,
Okay.
Like unless it's a super
Nice.
like big artist, like you just don't want to open up for people from around the city, because you know, like we did our work.
You
like,
are the city.
Yeah.
you
So
are.
so like now we got our own people, we got our own like supporters and stuff. So now like we're set to just open up our own shows, and we definitely had a lot of plans to do our own shows this year, but obviously it didn't work out. But
Yeah.
aside from all that, like it just gave us the opportunity to work on the craft.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And especially like now, since like you said, we're heading into part 2 of quarantine. Everybody's at home, so honestly, about the important part about being an artist is showing who you really are to the audience. You know, so it's just about just showing yourself in front of that camera, and you know, just
Yeah, because
Being out there, huh?
You know, yeah.
we're not gonna say any
what's
names,
up.
but like you can definitely tell in the city that when the quarantine started, like there's a lot of people who kind of just stopped putting out music, stopped being consistent with their social medias.
Oh,
And
wow.
then-
Bad
yeah,
move.
yeah, no,
Bad move.
Yeah, and then like definitely like, yo, these people are quarantined. They're stuck to their phone screens.
Yeah.
Like,
We're at home.
That's all they have.
Yeah.
put out your music. Like,
For real.
do what you gotta do. Like, take your safety measures. But like, if you need to shoot a music video, do it. You know, take precaution. But like, go ahead and do it.
For sure. And I think we can kind of relate to that on our end with the podcast. It was definitely time for me to learn some things on our end to better the podcast itself
Right.
and make moves, because, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's only me and Brad. We're a two-man show.
Yeah.
Nobody really helps us out with anything. And I personally don't like asking for anybody for help unless I'm like, okay, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I need some help. But we definitely just kept it rolling where, you know, we're bouncing off ideas. You know, we're definitely, you know, talking on scheming out plans. Okay, you know, we can do this, we can do that.
Yep.
We need to learn this. What can we do to better this?
And the Zoom, though. The
Oh, yeah.
Zoom meetings.
Oh yeah,
Like,
those Zoom meetings, we don't like doing those because the chemistry right now is good. You know, we like
Yeah.
being with our guests and having this, you know, for the people to see and all that, instead of, you know, just two screens with our faces on it. This gets kind of boring, to be real, right? But it definitely gave us time to where there was a workaround. In the meantime, that can work, right?
Yeah.
But when things are back to normal, quote, you know, we can go back to doing this type of stuff because we enjoy it. Because we
Yeah.
enjoy, you know, being live here in front of the camera and just actually, you know, doing this
Right.
in a place.
Yeah, this is
So-
our first one live. You know, since the beginning, right?
it was, yeah.
I think of March.
Yeah,
No way.
March was the
yeah.
last time.
Crazy.
Hey, I'll drink to that.
You're right.
Yeah.
A lot of cheers, right?
This was after the restrictions were in
Yeah.
place.
After-
But We can do this because we'll call this a wedding.
A wedding.
A marriage of ideas.
Marriage of ideas. Okay.
Married to the game.
Yeah.
Who said that? Too Short one time? Married to the Game?
I think so.
Yeah. There was a CD called Married to the Game,
Married
I think.
to the game.
It seems like something, either
There's
Short
a lot of artists
or
who say
Snoop.
that.
Right?
There's a lot of artists who say that.
Oh, okay, wait. So I want to know. So I think we've talked before, but we didn't hear Guada. But some of the people right now, like who's hot right now that you're kind of following in the game that you're like, yeah, this is good. I'm feeling this. Who's
Honestly, there is so many artists that inspire me. Right now, I'm mostly drawn to like Mexican hip hop.
like who? Yeah, for like people that want to check them out.
For example, Mexican hip hop, like some of my favorite artists are like Jera MX,
Okay.
Aleman.
Tap in.
I like Santa Fe Clan,
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
just artists like that caliber.
okay.
Just spitters, like raw spitters.
I'll check that out.
Yeah,
I mean,
you have
these
to.
are all
No,
new.
you-
It's like Malandro rap, but
Okay,
it's
okay.
dope.
No, you definitely
What's
have to check them
Malando
out.
rap?
It's kind of like
it's called it's like hood rap.
it's
but
like hood
Spanish.
rap. Because what I like about Spanish rap right now, especially, I feel like it seems like it's in the early stages of what hip hop, like original hip hop, was in. Like
Definitely, it's boom bap
Interesting.
beats,
It's
but
boom
people
bap
just going hard.
hard.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I was
crazy.
saying. Like with the Spanish and bringing that into the culture. Like now you're gonna bring another element to the culture that it's been missing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. It's
Wow,
different. And I kind of
that's
see
so
it with
cool.
that Tiempos En Peligro EP because there's the other one. I don't remember the name again. It's Endrani, and there's another one before that, I think. With the entrance of the waves, like the waves of the ocean, you can hear the ocean.
Oh,
that's
the
dope.
No Quiero song.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah, No
one
Quiero.
slaps. That one slaps. And I hope you make a music video to that. I have
Bro,
an
I'm
idea. You know
saying.
what? What's crazy? And I want to share with this because we have him here in the studio, right? I have a pretty good idea for that one, and I started thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't know if I should just like write a little summary of like what I think. Maybe you think it's like weird or something, 'cause,
Nah, dude,
but I wanted to
definitely.
send it to you just so you can. I mean, your cameraman can do all that. I'm just going to give the idea on how you could do that one.
No, for
because
sure.
it's like
Definitely.
the vibe on that one. I feel like it's kind of like people telling you or doubting you in a way, talking about like, I mean, it's kind of how I guess they're doubting you, right?
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
asking about Bree that they never gave him, like you never gave him a thing or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's really catchy. I'm like, man, dude, like that whole EP, I feel like you can do videos to.
For real.
And now, is that an idea? Is that an idea that you would consider doing?
Like if you give me a summary.
No, not the summary of that. I mean, that maybe we could talk off fair on that. But just like doing a video for every song on that EP.
I mean,
Oh wow.
Because I think that there's a few artists that have done something like that. Like
I have,
it was like a short album they'll do videos to.
there's probably like, I mean, I already did one for Tiempos En Peligro.
Yep.
There's one for 90s Baby.
Yep.
I think I would definitely like, I'd take into consideration doing for No Quiero, but the other one that we wanted to do was Disfruto.
Okay.
It's like the one with what's her name? What's her name, yo? How did I forget her name?
She's got a beautiful voice.
She's a singer. She's a singer.
Yeah.
It's like
So,
the girl in the sample.
Okay.
Yeah, so that she's super dope, and like that song by itself is like a pretty dope song. So like we've talked about shooting a video for that. But as for the other songs, it's like I'm already like I don't want to say so far gone from that, but like I've already done so much more than that EP.
Oh, you're
But it's
moving
like-
fast then.
Yeah. So
Okay.
like I already have more songs that I already think have a lot more potential with videos than those two.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So you're right now. You're just constantly slamming those songs out right now as we speak.
Yeah.
Okay. So what can we? I mean, this maybe too early question right now for this episode, but like, what can we expect from you, like albums wise or EPs wise?
Album wise, I'm not gonna drop
Like a full album.
Like I'm not gonna drop a debut album until like it's like till I have a really like big support like a fan base. Because if you drop a debut album, you don't want it to flop. And
Yep.
obviously you want to see numbers when you drop your first album.
Okay.
So like I feel like the smart way to do it right now is just maybe drop an EP, drop singles, drop music videos until you build that fan base, and then you drop an album and it's like boom, like
It's go time.
yeah. So that's
okay.
basically how I see it.
Is that kind of how you think about it too, Guada? Where
Yes.
you want to just put out EPs, get that attention, and then drop the big one on them?
Yes, of course. Originally, I wanted to do an EP that was full of like that boom bap, But honestly, like I lost track, life happens.
Definitely.
And I feel like I'm a different artist now. So I kind of want to do something in Spanish like Bree did.
Okay.
Kind of dabble in that, see where it goes. But yeah, just like Bree, like drop singles, drop EPs. But and when you get that that momentum, that really big step,
Yeah.
then you drop an album because
Okay.
albums take time and money, and
A lot
you
of
just
money.
want to make sure, especially for us, like we haven't dropped an album, so we want to make sure our first is tip.
It's
is,
there,
is
yeah.
tip
Creme de la
touch.
crop. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Tip
okay.
touch,
Tip, touch,
You got to use that
touch.
sample right there, right?
Yeah,
We're gonna chop that piece up a little bit. No, it's and I feel like that's kind of the strategy for a lot of artists now. And there's some that just like who would I say? I'm just throwing out there if you guys are a fan of Currency.
Yeah. Ooh, Spitta.
Right?
Spitta
Spitta,
Andretti.
Spitta, come
I like these
on.
guys. That's my boys. Spitta, Currency,
Yeah.
Master P, taught him the game.
Come
Blah, blah,
on
blah.
now, come on.
He does just straight mixtapes.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but see, that's the thing. That's different. Explain that to me if you guys can. He does a lot of mixtapes, and he does tours off of them, right? And I'm sure he makes money out there because he's flossing those chains, and he's got that Rolls Royce Phantom out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's making money somehow. So how is it like where he's making money off those EPs just because the shows itself is paying for all that? Like the merch too. Like you have your own merch
Yeah.
there. Does that go a long ways with that as well, or?
I mean, it's the fan base, honestly.
Fan base,
like
really.
he has
Like-
such a strong fan base.
If you got a fan base, man, like you're set,
And that's kind of what you're trying to write off, like, pretty much work towards just getting that huge following.
Definitely.
And then just drop them with everything you guys can give,
Like, and it's even like if we can just have like a solid, like, let's say 3,000 people
Yeah.
who will always tap in.
Yeah.
And that's 3,000 people who might play the song 5 times, 10
Right.
times.
Okay.
might
Because
keep
it is all
coming
based
back
on
to
streaming
it.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Numbers
Yep.
multiply. And
So like, yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I think with Louis Bags, I did the math, and it was like for 250 songs streamed, it was $1 that you would
Yeah,
get.
no, it's definitely like they're hustling artists out here.
yeah,
bro.
like for example, YouTube streams, like 1 million YouTube streams is $5,000. Yeah. Imagine that shit.
Yeah, right.
But that could be in a matter of, I would say, a couple days, a day.
But that's
Yeah.
where
Everybody's choosing,
touring.
right?
That's how you go out and
Yeah,
build that
touring-
fan base, right?
touring and the merch for sure.
Yep,
Right.
touring
So-
and merch.
What and I don't want to
go for
cut
it,
thing,
dude.
but also so like a lot of people that are in hip hop or just anything, they look at other streams of income. And are there anything else out there that you guys are into, as far as other forms of passive income, or like investing?
I want to
Yeah.
get into real estate.
Yeah,
word.
yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, I got friends.
It's hot right
I
now.
got friends that do like Forex and stuff, and my brother's into Bitcoin. So like, I personally don't do that, but I'm starting to get into that
Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah.
But for like hobby wise, like I like building stuff. Like I like carpentry. Carpentry's fun.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, like I like getting my hands dirty.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's dope.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's I tell you, the skills like that, nobody can take that away.
No, for sure.
Once you got it, you got
Goes
it.
with the trade, man. That's
Yeah.
dope. Yeah, so speaking of merch, let me tell you a story, right? Right there. Piece of merch right there. I do have that same sweater. I was trying to find it to wear it. I was going to wear it right there,
Oh,
Come on
too.
now.
So, check this, right? He put up a post on his Instagram story letting the people know that he's going to be selling the shirts and sweaters, right? And I'm like, yo, okay, I need to support it because at the time when I went to that little pop-up event you had over there,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get a shirt, but I don't think I have my size. I'm like, I can't fit into a medium. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. I'm not slim
you
enough.
need to go on a diet.
Right? That's what they told me too. I'm like, I need to lay off the carbs, right? So he posts up like, yo, I'm delivering these. Like, if you guys want to buy them. I'm like, okay, sweet. And dude, the hustler mind to where he went in his car, drove around. I guess you were saying you're going to Tacoma.
I was going everywhere.
Yeah,
again.
it was crazy on the spot. Yo, okay, give me an XL shirt, sweater, and XL or I got a medium for wifey. Boom,
Told
couple
him.
minutes right there.
It was like,
Pulls up.
Man.
it was like selling drugs when I was selling merch.
Yeah, straight murder, right? Popping up, yo,
Hey,
what you need?
I straight up, like when we first came out with the first batch of Young Era,
Yeah.
like me and him, we straight up sold that shit.
Also,
like,
you're with him that time.
yeah, like I was with,
yeah.
yeah. So we sold that in a quickness, and I was telling my
Yeah.
uncle, I was like, shit, it's better than selling drugs, right?
It's
legal.
It's legal.
That's dope. So you sold all that stuff that day.
I sold all the sweatshirts. The sweatshirts went like I had 40 sweatshirts, and they went by fast.
Yeah.
I think like I want to say like a week and a half they were gone.
Wow.
As for the shirts, I stopped pushing the shirts after I had like sold like, cause I got 60 shirts. After I sold like 30, 40 of them, I was like, all right. I'm gonna just keep these shirts just in case there's like a shop or something, a pop up shop.
Yeah.
Like just in case I need to bring these around with me somewhere. So I still have a couple at my crib, but
Nice.
as for the sweaters, those are gone.
Yo, save me one of those sand color sweaters, all right? I wanted to get one originally, but they sold out.
Yeah.
sand
Put one to the
Damn,
side,
those are
right?
good.
And sell, right?
No, the sand colored ones sold out hella quick.
Yeah, those were dope. Those were dope, man.
Yeah.
So, are you gonna do? Is there ideas for any future stuff like with that, or is it just kind of like, that goes along with the touring? Like you want to have that ready when you do go touring? you can
Yeah,
sell
I
out
just
and all
want to have
that?
everything ready, but I mean, there's been some plans of people wanting to invest. So as soon as they invest, I'm obviously gonna reinvest into the merch and just have a lot of merch, like
Like different stuff, right?
Yeah,
like
like
lighters,
just
etc. and all
have
that.
like crop tops
Masks.
for the females,
Yeah.
like.
Some ski masks.
I guess
Yeah.
at this
Yeah.
point we
I
gotta
like
have
that.
masks now, like face masks. But like,
Yeah.
I just want to be prepared with it.
For sure.
And like, obviously, as long as the artist is growing, like you're gonna be selling merch.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you have people that want to get behind you and invest in you now too.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. So we're talking pretty big. I mean, numbers in general, or
Like more than I thought for sure.
yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's good though, right?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
see the potential, they're like, yeah, let's put some cash behind this guy.
Yeah.
And let's see.
We
him
got
go.
we got to connect him with Brad, man. Spot the fire.
Yeah, man. You definitely throw your music out there. Maybe when he goes to an event, you can play your music on the spot. Because one thing the cool thing about him is that he's connected himself with a musician as well, a rapper. And he said he's heard your stuff too. Because I asked him, like, yo, I've heard this up and coming artist over here from Northwest, Young Bree. And he said he's heard your stuff because he knows a producer that you work with. So it's cool to hear that, like,
What?
yo, okay, like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, man, small world, right? He's like, yeah, for sure. And but anyways, going back to the original story, my boy goes out. He went into a sneaker con out there in New Jersey, and homeboy was out there performing. He did a live performance at the show and stuff. And I mean, a lot
Shout
of
out
people
to Louis Bags.
Yeah, shout out to Louis Bags. A lot of people were digging his stuff.
Wait,
And
Louis Bags.
Yeah.
I think
Maryland.
no,
Maryland,
no,
right? Is that
you're that homie Brad that you said.
Yeah.
He told me that he told him to tap in with me and that he said he wanted to make a collab with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, I know
that
that.
would be
I'll-
fucking
Yeah,
hot.
that would
Yeah.
be That would be a good track to make. I'll tell you right
Man.
now. That would be
Yeah.
something dope.
We
you guys
would
should tap
want
in.
to release that.
Yeah.
We would want to release that. That would
We'll
be
do a
just
live. We'd have to
dope.
do a live stream and release that shit live.
Yeah,
Tap
hey,
in on that.
we could do a Zoom
Yeah.
meeting and then put it out
on
there.
Twitch, man. On Twitch, it's a big platform just for music. They have that,
Okay.
that section on there. We can do a live stream, tap them in, and boom,
Yeah,
right
no.
there to the
Man.
masses. But yeah, I mean, but anyways, that could be good with like. Because he's definitely talking about holding some kind of event like a sneaker con, but obviously after everything dies down, and I think I actually mentioned it to Milca here about having an event. If you could like do something like that where it could bring all the elements together and do something like that as well. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So because it'd be good exposure. Because I think like they say, music and shoes kind of go hand in hand to where it's like a lifestyle type deal. So it kind of connects all that. So I mean, I don't know. It'd just be like a pretty dope idea to do, I guess you could
Yeah,
say.
no, for sure.
I mean, because it's starting to come. That wave is starting to slowly come over here. Because to be honest, I've never seen anything like that done over here, like a sneaker con type deal.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
told him like you should do something like that, and it's in the works. And he said he's got some people behind him to where they can make something of that. And who knows, man? I mean, maybe have you on there.
Yeah, no, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible, right?
Yes, sir. In this life.
Have the younger team there. That'd
For
be
real.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? I mean, Brett.
Hey, what?
Oh,
I want to hear freestyle. I'm
wanna
ready
hear
for
f-
some freestyle. I'm ready.
Oh, you wanna-
Fire.
Well,
We
play
ready?
that
Is it time?
All right. All right.
Go
Hold
for
on.
it.
Play that beat.
I gotta
Let's
show
go.
my face.
I gotta
Let's go.
technology, right?
All right, boys. We're gonna hear a freestyle. Guada, Young Bree. Let's go. Oh,
We're good.
I already like it.
Started off. Who's going first? You.
Right
pick a
here.
line. All right, all
Yo,
right.
let's put the volume up on the beat. Is that a
Yeah.
possibility?
Can you pull that volume up?
Be young.
A young era, forever. It's Guada.
You know what to do, man.
Yeah. I've been about it since I woke up. Till my head, all I see is a Biggie poster. I write my status, then I post it.
A clever fella, but they never seem to notice. All this load getting busy when we stepping on the road. Y-E-Y-T, you know I gotta stay froze. Gotta say no, cause all you clowns is some yes men. But me, I'm like an X-Men. Pull up to your block, boy, you better call the reverend. Better call the president y diles que nos paren de matar, que nos paren de encerrar, que nos dejen trabajar. Esta feria que ha ganado se lo mando a mis papás. No me crees, pero verás. Mi equipo rifa más que el tuyo sin duda. Presentado por el único Guada. Y no se olvide el nombre que lo escucharás. Yeah.
You know what to do, man. You know
Shout
what
out
to
wifey.
do.
Shout out the fam. Young era.
We gotta drop again.
All right.
Yeah.
Round two.
That shit was hot.
Yeah. Man, it's Jumbree in the building. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, se me levanto en la mañana y miro las noticias. El presidente a mi gente le dice terroristas. Yo creo que es tiempo de abrir los ojos, me desespero. Dios es la verdad, el camino, aún no soy perfecto, pero hay manera de enseñarles lo que canto yo. Versículos de aliento que les ayuda en lo íntimo. El físico no importa, mi mente es lo que odian. Diciendo sus verdades, no lo hago por discordia. Lo hacemos para enseñarles algo de la vida, porque la prisa parecen falsos profetas con esa humilia. Yeah, lo hago por mi familia. Averigüemos las razones por sus falsas risas. Check, me dijeron en las calles que te gusta el rap. Sexo, placeres y mujeres, homie, that shit's whack. Hay que enseñarle a nuestros hijos no ser delincuentes. A que hay lecciones, bendiciones para toda mi gente. Aún me siento solo y muy desesperado, porque este mundo en que vivimos nos tiene atrapado. Young era.
Okay.
Hey, that's a taste of what's to come, though.
Let's go.
So amongst that heat, is there going to be like a collab album down the road? I'm assuming.
We got to.
yeah.
We got to for
Yeah.
sure.
Hey, honestly, we got a lot of songs in the vault.
No,
but
we do.
Really?
Hey, we're gonna come with some good shit.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, if it's gonna sound like that, I mean, it's gonna slap. I mean, I can tell, and that's the same one that we've heard off air, right? That's the
Yeah.
same one that I've heard, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's gonna be.
I literally just played it to him right here. Like,
And that's-
like, all right,
so
yo,
that
let's
was
get it.
like off the top today.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, I couldn't understand a goddamn word,
but it sounded good, right? He's like,
but
it
I
sounded-
heard that is whack.
and the Biggie reference,
Man, yeah, no, oh yeah, no, I could understand a lot of Guada was saying. That was good, man. That was hot, man.
Yeah.
I got to hear more though. I mean, beyond this, when I go home, I got to start copping your shit and start listening because that shit was hot. And hip hop needs this right now.
Yeah.
Hip hop needs this.
Especially just like I said, the going back between English and Spanish. You know,
That's
it's
what I'm
definitely
saying.
That it's a unique twist to it.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time for a new direction.
It is.
Time for growth.
For sure.
Man,
Wow.
that's dope. dude.
One thing too, I heard. Did you get a shout out, Bree, with from the game at all? I thought I heard something.
Yeah, so the game actually reached out to me, said the video for Tiempos En Peligro was dope, because he's actually been showing love to the Raza a lot, like always.
Wow.
Yeah, so he said it was dope. We got a shout out from Capone, from Mr. Capone. I don't know if you know who that is. Actually, it's Capone, not Capone.
Oh, you changed his name?
Or is it Capone?
I think it's Capone. with
Yeah,
an E, I think
okay,
it is.
yeah. So, like, yeah, that was pretty dope.
Pretty big names, right?
Man.
And that,
Yeah, and
is that,
so he actually, when Mr. Capone hit me up, he's like, "Yo," he's like, "that video's tight." He's like, "Let's have it be posted on this YouTube channel,"
Yeah.
which was Neighborhood Music.
okay.
And then he's like, "Do you know them, or do you want me to connect you with them and put us on a group chat?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "For sure." I was like, "Shit."
Okay.
So he actually put me on a group chat with them, and he's like, "Yo," he's like, "I got this dope artist right here. It's like, we need him on this page."
Yeah.
And yeah, ever since then, me and him kind of been like tapped in with each other. So that's pretty
Oh,
dope.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Making waves.
how does that feel when you I mean, obviously the game's, I mean, who doesn't know who the game is, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Knowing that, like, is that kind of like a
That had to have made your day.
yeah.
Well, it was just crazy just receiving a message from him, but
It was crazy. Said no one ever.
it was just crazy, you know. But like, I just don't let shit like that get to me because
Yeah,
I know like later on, you know, we're gonna be meeting all them people. So like,
Say,
yeah.
till then,
Man.
it is what it
yeah,
is, right?
yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
With Mr. Capone though, that was different. When Mr. Capone hit me up, I was like, yo. I was like, Capone, like
you put the lokes on her.
nah, it's cause like
The hairnet and everything.
there was just a stage in my life when like that's all we bumped, like MC Magic, Capone.
Yeah,
and,
Chicano
like,
rapping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was insane.
You kind of had more connection towards that because that's kind of the stuff you really listened to back in the day.
Yeah. Like I bumped the game and everything, but like Mr. Capone was like, you know, he's not even Mexican, but he shows so much more love to the raza than a lot of other freaking artists do.
For sure. Definitely.
Yeah. And just the fact that he was like, he showed a lot of love. Like he actually had like legit conversations with me about all these things and like all that, you know, so it was pretty dope.
Okay. So is there always that mixed confusion when they say that, does it, like, do you even care if they even mix your style or whatever you want to call your style, whatever it is, with Chicano rap or just regular rap? Because there's always that huge, I guess I could say, what's the difference if it's just rap in general? And they always got to categorize Chicano rap, hip hop or rap or in general, you know.
They can label us whatever, but like as long as we know that we're not in a box, like, you know, we're not staying in a box. Like if they want to label us like mumble rappers, cool. Like we'll prove you guys wrong. You know, you want to say we only have one sound, like we'll prove you wrong again. You want to say we don't have versatility, like we'll prove you wrong again. So like,
so it kind of like adds fuel to the fire.
Yeah,
I love it.
Okay. I mean, Brad, have we landed the gears on this jet on just calling this good? I mean, I feel like we've got a lot of good, I mean, just up to date stuff with both these individuals. You know, I mean, it was awesome to talk to you and to see the progress that you guys have made, and you especially too, Bree, because I mean, obviously we've talked about, you know, the stuff that you were doing at that time. You know, episode 4. Long ago, feels like it was like 20 years ago, right?
No, it really does feel like it was a long time
right,
ago.
it does. No,
a lot of things have happened since then.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully all good for the best, right?
Oh,
Like
for
I
sure.
said, we definitely want to see you succeed and all that.
Yeah.
And Guada, it was definitely nice meeting you too, bro.
Hey,
because
thank you guys so much.
Yeah, it was part of the. It's part of the now. Like you said, it's kind of like the dynamic duo where, you know, you're working together to get to a certain point.
Yeah.
And you know, it's always a challenge between you two, which is good because you're keeping each other sharp.
Yeah.
To, you know, you're not falling back and not, you know, losing that 1-2 step or whatever. You know, so it's.
And also shout out to Trippy for
shout out
opening
to
up the
Trippy
shop
Barber.
and the space, and we
Definitely.
just really appreciate you
definitely.
guys for coming through, and Trippy for giving us
For
this
sure.
opportunity, this
Thank
space.
you for the hospitality.
She's been my barber since I was like 13 or 12.
Oh,
She's mine,
she's the official Tip Tex podcast barber.
come
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
she is.
that's what it is. Man.
Come on now.
So when we get to that point, you know,
I
we
did
got our
my
own barber. We
I
don't
did
need
my
nobody.
first performance with her too at a
Yeah?
little beach.
Man.
That was lit too.
So
You
I was
remember
there.
that, right?
Hey, for Tip Touch listeners, we are going to do an interview exclusively with Trippy, and she's making moves of her own. So we'll get to catch up with
Boss
her
shit.
and hear about her. She's growing too. So. It's just amazing. It's just amazing watching all this growth and getting to meet Guada, new face, and you're gonna grow. Bree, you're gonna grow. We're gonna grow. Trippy's growing. I love it.
Dude.
Keep flowing.
Foundation, the power circle, baby. So again, if you want to catch this episode, we're available on all major streaming platforms, and you will catch this video side of this on YouTube. Go check this out. Subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. Till then, this is Tiempos En Podcast, and we're out.
We are out.
All right.
Cheers again. I'll drink to that.
Young Era forever.
We got a live audience too.
Why they hating on me? We trying to get in between. I do this for my son, I promise, man, my whole family. So why they hating on me?